Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. We have gotten the kittens out of the studio and we are now ready for Mouse House, safely out of the studio. Well, the Ottawa Little Theatre has been putting on great productions within our community, and we are so happy to be joined with Val Bogan, the director of Mouse House, and one of its cast members, Mike Thompson. So good to have you both here.
Very nice to be here.
Thank you.
So maybe, Val, you can tell us, maybe we'll start talking about the Ottawa Little Theatre itself.
Well, the Ottawa Little Theatre has been around for 103 seasons now. We do 9 productions per season, 8 regular shows and 1 summer show. It's volunteer-based.
Yeah.
We have just a handful of paid staff at the theatre. People come from all walks of life to join us in our theatre, and we put on some pretty fabulous stuff.
Yeah. I hear so many good things about the Ottawa Little Theatre, and now with Mouse House. I mean, we're talking about, you guys are, so the show's already running, and it's running for quite some time. So you've got a residency there, let's say, and you know it's quality stuff because it's not just a one-off, and you're hoping to fill it with some family and friends one night.
That's right.
So Mouse House, I mean, why did you decide to take on this play?
Well, the show was written by Robert Ainsworth, who is a Canadian playwright from Peterborough. The first time I saw it was back in 2012 when he and his colleagues brought it to Ottawa for the Eastern Ontario Play Festival, the full-length play festival, and it swept the awards. It's a fabulous thriller. Small cast, just 4 people, and Robert actually he actually directed that production, and it's just a wonderful play. It really is. We've had a great time.
And Mike, it is a thriller. I didn't know it was a thriller until I watched that clip you sent me at 11 o'clock last night.
That was the trailer. We do trailers for our plays now to sort of get people interested, and they seem to be very effective.
That one was by Tina Prudhomme.
Yeah, it's a good
wonderful
one.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the play itself, just maybe a quick little synopsis?
Certainly. So the character I play is Carson, and Carson is a very successful novelist, and he heads up to his family cottage in Northern Ontario for a month in the fall to finish his latest, greatest novel. And while he's up there, he is faced with a violent home intruder.
Wow.
So he disables the fella, and basically the show starts with a home intruder disabled, and Carson sitting there with a shotgun on him, and that's when it starts. And the play deals with what in the heck is he going to do about this? How is he going to get out of this? There's a few other twists that come in Act 2, which I won't go into.
I'm assuming he didn't bring up his cell phone to the cottage because he wanted some peace and quiet.
He didn't bring a cell phone to the cottage. But surprisingly enough, a cell phone plays a pretty significant role in the show.
Really?
It does.
No spoilers, Mike, for sure. But so, Mike, as Val mentioned, there's only 4 people in this cast.
That's right.
So how difficult is it to take on, because I'm assuming it's probably like a 2-hour production, or it must be challenging as an actor to, first of all, remember 2 hours worth of lines, and make sure that you keep the audience engaged for that amount of time.
Yeah, this was a challenge. I've been acting on and off for about 20 years, but this was probably the biggest challenge I've ever had to do, because Carson is in this play a lot. I read it through, and Carson is on 89 of 100 pages, so there's a lot of stuff to memorize. But anybody who gets involved in a show at the Ottawa Little Theatre, you're going to be putting about a 3.5 to 4 month commitment out. That's starting rehearsals. We rehearse starting 3 days a week, then we move on to 4 days a week, then we move on to 5 days a week right up before we actually open, and then we run for 3 weeks. And for our show, we're doing 15 shows in a matinee.
Wow. There must be a tremendous amount of love for the theatre to be for that commitment on a volunteer basis as well.
It definitely stems from that. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to learn. It's a great place for kids. Both my kids spend time there.
So why is theater so important to our community?
Oh my goodness, it brings the community together.
Yep.
The arts in general should be enjoyed by everyone.
Right.
You know, we encourage people to get away from the 1,000-channel universe and come and play with us in our beautiful sandbox.
Right.
It just brings people together. I walked in there 28 years ago and found a family, you know, a second family. So it's just and we do you know, outreach, and we have a playwriters competition that's been going for 75 years, and it's just a wonderful place to play.
Wow.
So you're saying 28 years, then how many productions have you been a part of?
Oh gosh, I you know, over 100.
Yeah.
I would say, easily. And the Ottawa Little Theatre isn't the only place I play, so, but it is my main home. It's where I hang, where I'm there almost all the time.
Now,
yeah.
Is this particular play a family-friendly play? I think it's very important, like you were mentioning, it, you know, to bring kids to the theatre. You know, our kids just want to be in front of giant screens. But are there other productions within the Ottawa Little Theatre that people can?
There are. Mouse House is I would
Not for
say,
kids.
it explores some fairly adult themes, and it has some fairly significant language in it. So Mouse House would not be. But for instance, we did Christmas Story at Christmas.
Yeah.
One of Mike's children was in it, and his wife was in it.
Oh wow!
So you know, we do have the odd production that is more family friendly. Yes,
sure.
Indeed.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mike, then because you were talking about many years, decades, even being an actor. So how many performances have
No,
you?
I said on and off for 20 years. I did my first show at the Ottawa Little Theatre in 1996.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually I met my wife there, and we got married, and now we've got a couple of kids, and we bring them all over. So it's something, it's not something that you can really do time and time and time again, because you have to make a 4-month commitment.
It is a commitment.
So with us, we generally commit to maybe a couple of plays a year.
Yeah.
Because you still have to work and live your life and all the rest of it. It's a big commitment, but we love every minute that we're there.
That's
And Val, there's a lot coming up. Can you tell us what's coming up?
Yes, there is. After Mouse House closes, we have God of Carnage coming up, directed by Chantal Plante. And in the summer, we're doing Barefoot in the Park by Richard Elichek is directing that show. Yeah, two wonderful plays. And then our new season starts in September, so the 104th. So
That's amazing.
yeah, and directors are now going to pretty soon be starting to replace for the 105th.
Wow,
So away
that's
we
awesome.
go.
So Mouse House tickets, and what are the dates that it's playing?
We close on the 21st. We run Tuesday through Saturday. We have one Sunday matinee this Sunday. Tickets available at the box office 233-8948, area 613, or at ottawalittletheatre.com.
Perfect.
Thank you so
Val
much for
and
being
Mike,
here.
Check it out, the Mouse House at the Ottawa Little Theatre. It's definitely worth checking out and supporting local.
Bye, Ottawa.